All right, today I am back on my standard Omnis. It's been, I think, about 2 months, maybe a month and a half on my factions. Tons of sessions, really enjoying them. Although I think I may have bought them a size too big. Some sessions in my plastic factions were completely pain-free, but others were very painful. I remember my last few sessions, or like my whole last month of sessions in the standard Omnis, I was really vibing with the fit. There was a few times where I was at the end of the session and I'd make comments like my feet still feel fresh. That's not the case in the factions. Although they do feel good and I really like the way they skate. I figured now would be a good time to put the standards back on and see how I feel. These are the medium standard Omnis, so they are a little bit smaller than the plastic factions in the 9.5. I believe this is a 8-9 shell. I don't need to use a 45 strap at all or any special lacing technique to lock my heel down in these. And there's no extra space anywhere, it just fits like a glove. One thing you guys want to do when you measure your foot is measure it twice. Measure it flat and measure it with how much heel raise you typically use. When I measured my foot flat, it's a whole centimeter longer than when I measure it with my heel raised. Depending on the anatomy of your foot and the shape of it and which part is bigger than what, that'll be completely different depending on the person. But keep that in mind when you search for your perfect fit. Man, these feel like they are the exact shape of my foot. Oh, we got a big bump over here. All right, I'm gonna put my wrist guards on, do a few laps, and then we're gonna start grinding, and I'm gonna spend a good amount of time talking into the mic. Let me know in the comments what you guys prefer. If you like the commentary style videos where I do the voiceover afterwards, or if you like these type of videos where I talk directly into the mic the whole time, or a mix of both. Don't just say a mix of both. Man, there's so much geese shit on the ground. Spent my first 20 minutes just trying to get a open lane with no geese shit in the front and the back, and I did not accomplish my goal, but close enough. I need to make sure I bring a broom next time, keep one in my car, no more bullshitting. All right, let's hope those pack of geese over there don't attack me while I'm skating. Let's have some fun. Little pump fake on the first jump. Feels pretty much the same. All right, I'm getting a tiny bit of heel raise. I think I need to just tighten up my liner a little bit. Let's try that. Definitely no more heel raise while pushing around, or I should say heel lift, not heel raise. If you guys are wondering about the setup, I've got the white Omni shock absorber, Intuition Premium without the wrap, a dead shock absorber inside the liner, and a yellow Superteam or Superfeet hockey insole. This was a setup that was completely pain-free last time I was skating my Omnis. I did hurt my left foot a little bit, maybe a week ago, so that's been sore. But yeah, I noticed that I'm skating faster because these are tighter on my feet, so I have more of like a performance fit. Even though they're super flexible, I just get more immediate power transfer. All right, let's get another acid grind and then we'll start doing everything else. All right, so right away, I notice The difference in frame position makes me feel a lot more comfortable on back farves. As you guys know, with the Factions, the frames are set back a little bit compared to every other boot on the market. Please don't poop on me. We made it. But like I was saying, all the frames on the Factions are set back a little bit, which changes the way that you do your groove tricks. For me, I'm not super used to that, and I could always kind of feel it throwing me off a little bit. It would make me more toe heavy on all my tricks. And when you're toe heavy on back farves, it leans you forward and pulls you out, which it's not the boot's fault. It's just my lack of ability to adapt to that specific change. Because every other boot I own, besides Factions, the frames all feel like they're in the same place. There's a few exceptions like the Blanks, but for the most part, they all feel centered up, but the Factions are set back a little bit. So I'm gonna continue doing some back farves, but I noticed right away how much more balanced and on top of it I felt. Now, certainly that has something to do with me skating a coping box instead of a rail, but it's also a little bit the geometry. Oh no! The yeast shit a bunch over there in my run up. It shit a bunch where my microphone was. Good thing I picked it up. Let me go check my bag, make sure I didn't get shit on. No, we're good. We're good in that department. So we're gonna do some more backside farves and then some backside unities, some switch ups and evolving both of those. And then we'll do our right foot topside tricks. I always like the way top soles feel in these boots. That was the first miss of the day, I'll take it. I was enjoying the wind too much on the way up. I got too deep on that one. Three more attempts at a better one, then we're moving on. All right, 3 more attempts to get a good one. It's too far forward. That one didn't count. All right, my feet are starting to fall asleep a little bit, which I don't remember happening very much when I was skating these Omnis all the time. So I might just have them too tight because I used to run these pretty loose. I have a few more switch ups I want to do. I'd like to get backside unity to sole grind and backside farv to sole grind. I will say, so far the comfort level is not that much higher. I expected these to be way more comfortable. I remember them being way more comfortable, but they pretty much feel exactly like my Faction Plastiks in terms of comfort and fit. They're a little bit shorter. Doesn't seem to be affecting me very much. I'm gonna take a couple sips out of my Red Bull and then we'll finish up. Gotta do it better. Woo! I felt that one. Busted me up pretty good. I don't know if I even got into sole there. Nice. Get a nice one. Three more tries, that's it. That's it. No right foot topside grinds today. My feet actually hurt quite a bit. Let's talk about it. First things first, I am bleeding quite a bit. Now I got blood all over my clothes. Not good. But the fit feels outstanding in terms of performance, but I don't know why my feet fell asleep so quickly and then started hurting. Last time I was skating this setup, it was damn near perfect. So maybe I just need to get comfortable with it again, or I was tying them too tight today, because I was tying my factions really tight to make up for all the slop. And these have no real slop because my foot fills them out so well. They're like the exact shape and length of my foot. I'm using the Intuition Premium liner. Any liner that's thicker than this, my foot doesn't fit. So I'm right on the line. There's a chance that I just need to get used to using this shell again, but I remember these being way more comfortable. I do have a sneaking suspicion it has a lot to do with this ultra sandpapery ground. It's smooth to ride on, but it's insanely abrasive. It's basically sandpaper. And it has like a little bit of give to it. So when you're landing, it doesn't hurt. But when you're pushing, you can feel yourself push into a little bit. And that's what causes all the bubbles. Moisture gets underneath and causes it to flow up, and then it cracks because the coating is pretty soft, especially when the sun comes down like this. All my tricks felt the same. Groove tricks felt a little bit different because the way that the frame is set up, it's set a little bit farther forward than the factions, but that took maybe 2 attempts to fix. And then I was doing my groove tricks like I normally do. I actually prefer the way they feel on these boots. I still like my factions a lot, and to be honest, the way my feet feel right now is how my feet usually feel at the end of a session with the factions. Previously, when I was skating nothing but these Omnis, I was having no pain all the way through the session, but I was skating them very, very loose. So we're gonna have to see what it's like next session. I'll probably go to the skate park and skate a rail with these, and then go back to the street spot to see if we can get a soul grind over there. Ultimately, the standard Omni V2s and the new plastic factions are just about as similar as they can possibly get, with the only difference being these are the correct size for my foot. My faction plastics are a little bit too big, so I had to put a 45 strap. I think if I got the right size plastic factions, I wouldn't be able to use the stock liner or any thick liners, but with a thin liner like the Intuition Premium, I should be able to use the smaller shell faction plastics. With that being said, hopefully you guys been enjoying the content lately. I recently got unmonetized on YouTube because I used to post boxing videos on this channel, and I guess YouTube did their monetization reviews and they unmonetized me, and then I applied for an appeal. I had to make like a 4-minute video where I just told them why I think I should be monetized again, and they re-monetized me. So I want to shout out Will. He is my only channel member right now. I don't really have much content under the channel member stuff, but if you guys want to support me, that's the way to do it. Follow my Instagram for reels and previews of upcoming videos. And that's basically it. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.